the market is changing. It's becoming more and more of a buyer's market day by day, and that is a great benefit for you. Put the cherry on top that Houston is now ranked the #1 city for new construction homes, and that gives you a ton of inventory to choose from. Being fortunate enough to live in a master plan community as beautiful and as highly ranked as Meridiana is a benefit that I get to then leverage to you guys to say, hey, we got some deals over here. I've been working really hard over the last few years to build really great relationships with some of you guys' favorite builders. And when the times get tough and it's time for that inventory deal to get off the market, the person that they are most likely to call in Meridiana is usually your boy Aaron. And so today, I got my guy Chad hit me up and said, hey, I got a deal I got to get off. My guy Jerry with Weston hit me up and said, hey, I got a deal I got to get off. My guy Sandeep with Perry said, hey, I got a couple big ones that I think that y'all are gonna love that I got to get off. And so that is what we are doing today, but it doesn't stop with them. Whether it's in Meridiana, whether it's in Katy, whether it's in Bridgeland, whether it's in Cypress, whether it's in Conroe, whether it's in, you name it, there's a person that I've built a relationship, there's a builder that I've built a relationship where I can get you a great deal. And this is all about getting the deals today, but we're showcasing my beautiful neighborhood of Meridiana. If that sounds good, stay tuned. And so up first, we have Chesmar Homes. This is in their completed 60-foot section that they share with Weston. So you wouldn't have any more construction going on in this section if you were to buy this home. And it is a beautiful 1-story, right around 2,400 square feet, give or take. And we're gonna take you through it, talk numbers, do all the stuff that you care about. But first thing you wanna notice is that this is a really wide corridor. So I've been getting a couple comments when I'm saying that something is a 45, something is a 50, something is a 60. What does that mean? That means that this house is super wide open. I can show you a little bit easier. That means that if something is on a 60-foot product, that means that the width of that home is somewhere around 50 feet wide. And that is because you have a 5-foot gate easement over on this side and a 5-foot gate easement on this side, giving you that full width of a 60-foot lot product, okay? So when I'm saying something's a 45, that means it's probably about 35 feet wide. If I say something's a 50, it's probably about a 40-foot wide house. If I say something's a 60, about a 50-foot wide, so on and so forth. In the neighborhood of Meridiana, we have lots that go up to and above 100 feet wide. And so that would be, in theory, the wider the house, the bigger the house could be, the more expensive it could be, okay? So now that we got that out the way, let's get back into this beautiful home. So this is a 60-foot wide home. And so you're gonna see corridors that are a little bit wider than your standard kind of like entry-level homes that you would get, okay? So as we look off to the left, this looks like this is gonna be your garage side. So we have laundry. I'm really liking the tall ceilings in here. It'd be really nice if you put like a little countertop right there and give you a little folding station. It looks like they have spent the money to epoxy the flooring, which I think is pretty fire. Pretty standard for all the builders. You're gonna see a sprinkler system as well as tankless water heater. That is pretty standard for most of the builders at this point, but this is a standard 2-car garage. And because we are down south, we see that we have the storm shades down here. And so all the builders are required to leave that for you here. Just to the right of the entry, we have a bedroom, pretty good size. I would say a queen would probably max you out to the most that you would want to do in here. You probably could fit a king, but it would probably start to feel a little bit claustrophobic, just a tad. Got some storage, which we love because it's Texas and you need that storage. And we have a nice bathroom for this room. So not an ensuite. Looks like this is intended to be the linen closet for that room. And that's really pretty. I like how they did that. They gave it a little bit of a Newmark touch on that with the frame of that window. Going here, you do have an office. So nice sized office. Definitely can get a little desk in here. If you wanted to make this into a little tight little movie room, you could probably do it. Put a TV on one of these walls, put a little sectional in here. Multi-purpose little flex space. Have another room, pretty good size. Again, I'm seeing some of the things that Chesmar does as standards. They're gonna do the doors with the trim. They're usually gonna be 8 feet tall, so it just feels more grand than even the number would suggest on a house that is 2,400 square feet. Looks like I missed the bathroom. Sorry about that, guys. So you got a full bath off of these 2 bedrooms. And we got a bedroom that looks like it's a little bit bigger over here. And the closet is a little bit bigger. But again, nice tall ceilings. Looks like these are probably 9 foot in here, and they go up to, I would say probably 14 off of your foyer, which just makes that feel really grand. And then you come into your living room, family room. It's really nice. Doing some touch-ups. I think because this one has been sitting for a while, they're probably actually going to change some of the color palettes in here. I believe the legend on this one goes, someone started building this house and then they weren't able to close on it. And so that's probably gonna be actually one of the best opportunities. And this is a hack from your favorite agent, okay? That's gonna be probably one of the biggest opportunities in all of Houston, no matter where you're looking, is if you have found a home that is not a traditional inventory home from the builder, meaning someone started it as a build and then life circumstances happen. They lose a job, they get married and move to another state, they get another opportunity somewhere else, they couldn't sell their house. Whatever the scenario is that now forced this home that would have been someone else's build to become a inventory, there's things that person maybe would have picked that the builder wouldn't naturally do, or that the bulk of all clients that come and buy inventory don't naturally like. So there's decisions made by another person that kind of put the builder in a weird spot, and the builder's only remedy of that is basically just like lowering the price to try to get off of it. And I think that's where we are with this one, because I'm looking at some things that I would say aren't normally standards in their inventory. Like I'm looking at some of these tile selections. This isn't like something that they would normally pick. They would normally do hardware. They're usually one of the bolder builders, so they'll typically have colors on their cabinets and things like that. What I would say is they normally would do like a luxury vinyl plank in here. They would normally do the built-in oven in the cabinetry. And so I'm seeing this slide in oven and range, which is just kind of like the things that are popping out at me that make me believe someone else started this and was doing something else and then they couldn't close on it, okay? but that leaves an opportunity for us. Before we get to the rest of the house, what makes this a deal? So right now, as of the recording of this video, if you were to go with Chesmar's lending team, they're offering on FHA and government-backed loans, so FHA, VA, 4.99 interest rates. So the market rate right now is like upper sixes for good interest rates with high credit. And so that changes your payment to go from like a 6.5 to almost 7 to like a 4.9. That's going to change your payment on something like this, $400 or $500 a month, just off of the interest rate. And if you were to go conventional, it would still be 5.25, which is way under the market rate right now. So that is a great deal in itself. And they have reduced this home from 481 to 443. And because I've been working so well with my guy Chad, he basically was like, hey, we got a little bit more room on that to still be able to maintain the interest rate and still give you some money towards closing costs, so on and so forth. So we have some wiggle room on that, and that is already an outstanding deal, okay? This is a 4-bed with an office. Now I can also speculate as to why I think this one may be sitting as well, which would also lead me to believe that someone else started this and then had to back out. Because we are in the 60-foot, that means they share a section with either Perry 60 or they're gonna share it with Weston. In this section, they shared it with Weston. Weston is giving you houses that are gonna be nearly 4,000 square feet in this section. So that would make this one of the smaller sections, or one of the smaller homes in this section, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I would rather be one of the smaller homes with a big yard in this section versus being one of the bigger houses with a small yard in this section, just from a value standpoint. You never really want to be at the top. You never want to be at the top. You want to fight that middle. You want to fight that middle if you're thinking about long-term values and all that stuff. That's another conversation for another day. But because this is a small house in a big house section, I think they're basically looking for a very specific person, maybe that doesn't have a bunch of kids, or maybe they just got one kid. They want a wide house but don't need something super huge. It's dwindling that pool of buyer down to something that is almost like an empty nester, or someone that's just starting out and they only got one kid and they plan to be here 5 years and then they'll go to something bigger, okay? So I think those are the combinations of things that are making this sit a little bit longer than it probably should. But from everything I'm seeing so far, you're getting the vibes. You got your little dining area. We'll go get back into it. You got your nice size patio that A-frames out. They do a finished patio out here, so it looks really, really, really pretty. You got a really nice size family room area where your TV and entertainment and niches and all that stuff could go. You got a defined area where your table can go. They've already done all the blinds and things for you in here. You got cabinets that go nearly to the top. You already got hardware from design centers. This will be a level like 2 or 3 quartz. This is gonna be a level like 2 or 3 tiles. So they did some things in here that are really, really nice. They really did some things in here that are really, really nice. But again, if they were building this as a true inventory, I don't know if they would have went with this plan just based on what is in this section. Okay? Just so y'all can say y'all saw it, let's go out here and check out this back patio. And again, they did the stamped finish out here, so it's not just plain and looking real bad. This looks really pretty. They gave you gas. Did they give you any plugs? No plugs out here, but they did give you gas. Oh, they gave you a plug. So you got a plug out here, got gas. Looks like they gave you gutters, side gutters also. Man, they gave They're pulling out all the stops. Look, you got some really nice side yard on both sides. Really nice backyard. Definitely would have room for a pool. They did what they were supposed to do once they figured out that that person wasn't closing on the home. That's my bet. I haven't had that confirmed from Chad, but just looking at what I'm seeing right now, I can almost guarantee that that is what happened with Chad. You just got beautiful views, man. Tall ceilings. Loving it. All right, let's check out this primary and then get y'all up out of here because we got more deals to see. Nice size primary. Good ceiling height. Steps up a little bit higher in here. Soaker tub. A little bit more old school. I think now in his new series, he's doing the pretty standalone tub that everybody loves, myself included. Really big shower. You got a bench in there. That's an upgraded feature for most builders. Got the split vanities. Wood look tile goes through to the closet, man. So yeah, this is I'm gonna be honest, this is a beautiful home. I like a lot of things about it. As someone that is just us, this will probably even work for my little family because we would have 1, 2, 3, 4 and a media or in an office. We would need one more space and it would almost be perfect for someone like us, right? Great backyard, great covered patio, got the gas, got all the stuff that you would need for a future kitchen, got the dining space. You got most of the spaces for someone that doesn't have kids and for someone that doesn't want stairs. This is a really great option. I think I got a couple people that I'm gonna send this to because I think it's gonna work for you. And look, they done dropped the price $40K. We still got a little bit more room. It's ready now and we can still get a low interest rate, okay? But that is what Chesmar has for this one. If you want more information on this one, hit me in the comments and talk to me about Mountain Laurel and I'll give you all the info. They actually took this one down off of the MLS, so you're not gonna really be able to see it right now. It'll probably be back maybe by the time I post this, but for right now it's off the internet. So let me know what you think, but we got more to see. All right, up next we have Weston Homes, where y'all love, right next to my client's house. We're about to be closing on here in the next couple weeks. I maybe can introduce you to some of the other closing with Lathan family when you get into this one. But this is a Naples plan. I don't think I have any of the Naples on this channel, and this one is nearly $70,000 off the price, okay? We can talk about some of the other stuff, the stats. We're gonna talk about all that once we get in the house, but I wanted you to see this beautiful home from Weston. If that sounds good, stick with me. All right, some of the prettiest exteriors in all of Meridiana definitely come from Weston, especially when you get up to the 60-foot. You start getting the nice double doors, you start getting the really pretty white exteriors. All right, so let's get into it. I'm kind of seeing this Naples damn near for the first time with y'all. So let's see how y'all feel about it. Let's see how I feel about it. I don't really have much to compare it off of outside of, in my mind, the Cooper plan, the Carter plan. Some of those that y'all really love. Love the closet with a window, feels fancy. So we got a ensuite off to the left. Looks like laundry, we ain't cutting through. Y'all know we're gonna go around because we need what? We need the minutes. Looks like you have a half bath. This is going to be your garage. Looks like they have that lock, so we ain't going to see that, but it's a normal 2-car. Got your office downstairs, pretty good size. French doors already installed for you. Little bitty closets. They could probably flex and call this another bedroom if they was really just trying to get over. Gray ceilings. Come in here, you got your really nice kitchen. You got your appliances in the cabinetry. Now they usually do 5 burners, so I'm gonna have to ask them why they went that route on this one. On the 65 or on the 60 footers, they usually do 5 burners in their inventory. But they're usually gonna give you pools. You're gonna get the really nice range hood. They're typically gonna give you nice pendant lightings. Now, whether or not you like it is inventory. Whether or not you like it, that's a whole different conversation, but you're usually gonna get it with a Weston home. Let's go and check out this pantry. Nothing too crazy. Can I pitter patter in here? I can pitter patter in here. Nothing too crazy. But for a house that is 3,500 square feet, I would personally think I would probably expect a little bit more kitchen, and that's probably why this one is sitting for a little bit. So I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, right? So most people come in and they want the Carter. The kitchen is a little bit bigger in the Carter. I think you got a little bit more cabinetry over here. I also think the island is a little bit bigger. So I think that might be what's kind of holding this plan back for some. But for those of y'all that want a deal, you're not really getting a Carter plan for the price of, you know, $570, $565. You're not really getting that right now, okay? That's almost, and it's not almost, if you go to a neighborhood like a Ellison, if you go to a Bridgeland, you go somewhere into some of these areas that are a little bit more established, that already have everything that you need, that's 50-foot wide prices, and you're getting a full, updated with some nice touches, 60-foot home here in Meridiana. So this is a great deal, okay? But yeah, loving what I'm seeing. Y'all really love the rotundas on Weston. Y'all simp out for them. I'm a fan of them too. I ain't gonna say it's just y'all. Come out here. Looks like on the 60 footers, a gas spigot is standard, which is good. I asked them to make that a standard, and it looks like they have done it on this one at least. We got sprinklers back here. Nice size yard, plenty of room for a pool. Got one plug out here. Doesn't look like you're pre-wired for a fan or anything, so that would be something you would have to do on your own kind of after the fact. But this is a really nice size. Really nice, guys, really, really nice. All right, so we got in-law suite up front. Got the fireplace, which is a standard I've even seen on their 50-footers now here also. Every house that I've sold or even shown with them have had this fireplace with them as a standard. And that may be just because they know that when people are used to build it, it's been years since you could kind of do like a custom build for real. We have a little window here in Meridiana where you could do it again, and then they took that thing right back. So, so like maybe it'll come back in the future, who knows? But the one thing that I'm seeing is some of their touches that would have been kind of like design upgrades for them, like the spindles on the staircase. Sometimes they would do like accent colors in the rotunda up there. You're starting to see a lot of that stuff be inventory, or like that in inventory, because they are probably, I would say, the most premier, just like luxury inventory builder right now, where that is their true focus. They're not interested, it seems like, at all in a custom build, ground up build anymore in the metro. So maybe they'll keep that. They do have some of the best pricing as a result of that, because everything is inventory. The other side of that is you're gonna get things like this wood look tile that my wife absolutely hates. So if we were coming into this, I'm looking at this just like, man, I gotta switch out these floors. You're probably also gonna always get carpet on your stairs just because that's just costing things up front that they're probably not gonna incur on your behalf. So kind of factor all of that in, but still to get a house that is this big in a community that is this nice for $570, that's kind of crazy. All right, more stories because why? We in Texas and we got a lot of stuff to put places. Double tray ceiling, I kind of like that. This is a really big room. You could definitely get king size in here with side tables. Have enough room for a little bench right there for sure. And you come into the bathroom. Got a little make ready station over there. Split vanity between the two. Good size shower. Doesn't have a bench in it, but still really good size. Got your toilet going over here. And then I've been noticing they've been doing the split closets in a lot of their plans, which used to kind of only be like a little Perry thing, but they've been rolling with it. And I like it. I'm a fan. And then this is the other side of your laundry. So yeah, man, I'm liking, so far I'm liking what I'm seeing, other than the kitchen and maybe the pantry feeling a little underwhelming. You still are getting everything that you would want in a house that is this size. We'll see what that media room does. But you still got two full functioning bathrooms or bedrooms down with their own baths. You still got an office. I'm not seeing why this would just be sitting like that, but hey, that's better for us, right? If we can get that deal, that's better for us. All right, so your game room area is kind of chopped up a little differently. Not bad, just different. I'm not mad at that because it gives you another space over here that you can maybe put a TV or something, or put a little desk niche, or set up, have a little bar or something that you got over here, popcorn machine or something to support your media space. See if they got room to expand. You got room to expand a little bit should you decide to go that route. Yeah, that's a really nice size. It's a pretty good size room. Great size game room. All together, that's a good entertainment space. Now I'm having a flashback to maybe not having this on the channel, but I think I toured this plan with my guy Jermaine and Dana before they ended up getting their house, and that's why I think it's feeling a little bit familiar. All right, so going back to the tour, we have a nice size room that you'd be able to get a king size bed in, assuming that the TV is on this wall. Really, really nice. Good size closet. This is Jack and Jill style. We got your first side. And we got that tub. Y'all know I ain't walking through that. We're gonna walk around because we need them minutes. That's the other side of the bathroom. So the other one is connected to that actual bathroom, or to that actual bedroom, rather. And this one's almost like a guest bath for both this area and this guest over here, right? So not quite built out for 2 kids on this one. Another nice size room. So yeah, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I almost forgot. Y'all, come on, Peekaboo crew. Y'all gonna let me forget y'all on the Peekaboo? Come on now. Yeah, good Peekaboo off of your family room. Little tiny little Peekaboo off the front. But yeah, man, I'm not really seeing, if you come in wanting the Carter, which gives you like the 2-story office and has a little bit more pizzazz in some areas, I can get it. But if you're looking at a house that is around that size and you're looking for something that is sub 600,000 and giving you, 3,500 square feet, I'm not seeing a problem. And this would be on my radar, especially if you're looking out here in my neighborhood of Meridiana. They're already taking off about 70 in my experience. The ask that I've been able to get in addition to that has been somewhere between 20 and 30 extra thousand, whether that's money off the house price, additional money towards closing costs, or money towards like a buy down. The struggle with Weston is that they don't have their own in-house lender, so they are often not offering any special financing. You can come with an outside lender and usually still get most of their incentives. They'll give you a little bit more if you go with their 3 to 5 people that they like working with, but you're not really gonna get those 499 deals like we talked about with Chesmar in the previous segment. You're not gonna get that kind of a deal that you would get with them or David Weekley or Highland or any of these other people that have their own kind of like in-house lending. And so the real win here is getting a much lower price per square foot for a house that is this size. That's gonna be hard to compete with Weston in most communities because they are inventory. They're already doing some things that are elevated to a touch, but they're not going crazy. They're not getting the top of the line floors. They're not getting the top of the line cabinets and countertops. There's certain things that they're just, I don't want to say cutting corners on, but there's certain things that they're going to be more efficient with. And you have to look at a Weston, in my opinion, as a house that you're going to go and put some love into and turn it into your model home, your vision of what you think a Weston home should look like. They're going to give you really good bones, but you're going to have to come in after the fact and put some love into it to make it really, really stand out and really, really pop. But the price point that you're starting from is going to be much lower than someone building a similar size home in this kind of a width of a footprint, okay? So 70K off, we could probably damn near be, with the relationships that I got with Jerry and Mr. Will, we could damn near probably be somewhere in that range of like 100K off. We could probably get you to around that 550 over here, which is now at that point kind of competing with their 50 footers, right? So definitely got some deals for you guys, and we're stepping it up. So now we've seen a 40K deal with some special incentives on interest rates. We've seen a 70K deal that we could probably even get even more off. Now we're really about to get into some numbers here that I think are super impressive. We're talking 6 figures of discount, okay? So we got more to see. Now today, we have stepped on over into the 80-foot gated section for Perry Homes. And we're checking out a special plan that you don't really see that many of in the Houston Metro. This is the 4199 plan. If you're not familiar with what that means for Perry Homes, that's about the size of square footage that you get in this home. So right at 4,200 square feet. This one has one of the best kitchens and absolutely one of the craziest bedrooms that I've ever seen for Perry Homes. It's probably right now, I would say this is probably my favorite floor plan from them because it reminds me of a couple different builders that do some crazy things around the Metro. But let's go and check out this home. And let me remind you that the discount on this home currently right now is $110,000 off the original price in the 80-foot gated section for Perry Homes here in Meridiana. And we probably honestly got some more between me and my guy Sandeep. We probably got some more, right? Okay, so let's go and check this out and let me know what you think. All right, so let's get into it. 3-car wide garage, that's kind of to be expected once you get up to this width of a home. So we're gonna go check it out. Beautiful double doors. And then you open up into good old Perry. So they're doing the rotunda, they'll give you the spiral staircase, they'll do all those things that people love about a big estate style home. Off the right of your front door, you're gonna get a dining area over here. We'll call this semi-formal. Not really all closed off, but it is in its own little wing over here. So we'll call it semi-formal. Across the hall from that, you have a really good size office space that gives you a view to the front street so you don't feel just like isolated from the world while you're working. But yeah, really good size. And this is a true office. There's no closet in here, so they're not trying to make this another space at all. That's a true office. And you come on through, and the first pit stop we're gonna make is the wall of windows. I'm a fan. And I like to personally shoot. And you just look at that kitchen. Oh my goodness. And then you just look at that little catwalk peekaboo. Oh. Crazy. All right, so this is, like I said, this is probably my favorite plan from them right now because it reminds me of a little bit of this catwalk and how big it is. It gives me a little bit of a Coventry Briggs plan, which I went crazy over on the last video. It gives me a little bit of the 224 plan from Highland because it gives me a little bit of this vaulted main family room with the game room, media room kind of space tracking along. So yeah, one of my favorite plans from them by far. But when you see that bedroom, then you'll know why I'm just like, oh my God, okay. But yeah, so this is a 80-foot wide product over here. I believe he's about to get another 80-foot section. This one is almost completely built out though, so you probably won't have too many more opportunities to build this. If this was the plan that you just like absolutely love, you wouldn't have too many more opportunities to do it. So we're gonna have to get you to jump on it. This is your laundry room. And before I cut myself off with how much I love this house, I like to shoot without the lights on so you can just see how much natural light comes into this house. Because like right now I have none of the lights on and it just looks as bright as it looks on video in here. It's super, and it's not even a super sunny day. It's kind of overcast, like it might storm a little bit in here. But yeah, I got the windows up top. All the high windows that they add in their plans really just bring in that light and make it bounce off of some things. Look at that, man, that's crazy. All right, so back into the house. You got a little ducked off little guest room back here. Nothing too crazy. This person ain't staying a long time. They here for a good time, not a long time. So they got their own little ensuite, so it's self-sufficient. That's a foundation set shower, so it is thought out and planned. That is on the plans. It's not like some of the cheaper ones where you'll just have that little bottom basin that sits on top of everything. That one is in your foundation. And then when you come out here to this, a double wide, double tall This is I would say this is the first patio that had me like, I need a 2-story patio. Just look how wide this thing is. Bro, that's crazy. Looking on up, that's insane. What? Insane. Now, of course, when I come outside, the asses next door are gonna have to mix something, of course. So I'm gonna go back inside and watch they stop. Look at that. As soon as I come inside, they stop. All right. But yeah, kitchen, you have really good cabinet space, tons of prep space. This is gonna be an entertainer's dream kitchen, right? The only thing that I would call out as a knock, and actually it's not a knock, I've just never seen them do it like this. So instead of having the cabinets over here and you say oven, microwave way up there, maybe out of reach for the average person, it looks like they did a built-in into this cabinetry for your other oven, which I actually kind of love. I don't think I've actually ever seen that, because I was about to say it looks like they did a slide in, which would kind of ratchet for a house that cost this much originally, but that's smart. So you got one over there, and then you got the other one over there. So I'll take back what I was about to say. Really big island, one of the biggest islands that I've seen. I love Perry because they'll do the fully operational wrap of cabinetry around the entire island. So there's tons of storage, and you kind of got to make up for it because your pantry isn't going to be the hugest on a house that is this big, but even still, that is still some good size pantry space as well. But just look at, I mean, what's that? 50 cabinets in here? Tons of cabinets. One more time for the vibes, for the view, man. Good. All right, back into the house. So you got you a little half bath for your guests. So your guests ain't coming to do their business in your bathroom, because nobody got time for that. And then hold on, wait until you see this bedroom. Now, is it practical? I ain't gonna say it's practical. Is it gonna cost you a lot to cool it? Hell yeah, but wait until you see this bedroom. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, let's do it. What? Are you joking me? Are you legit kidding me? Yes, this gigantic ass, damn near 30-foot tall room is your primary suite. How insane is that? Nuts. Now, I know I throw shots at my San Antonio apartment all the time. I know I throw shots at my San Antonio apartment all the time. But this is 1,000% bigger than my San Antonio apartment. Shout out to that one, man. Goodness. When you come in here, you got the Perry Peekaboo for the tub shower. They looking at you, you looking at them, everybody looking at each other. We got an oversized shower in there where you can get a bench. I've seen this built out with a rain shower head up there, shower heads on multiple walls. I've seen that kind of built out a few different ways. We got a really nice size closet, and I think we got another one on the other side of the shower. I'm making sure I ain't lying to you. It looks like I ain't lying to you. Got another one about, this mic feels a little bit smaller. Get you in this shower so you can see the design. Looks really pretty. So I don't know if this started kind of like the other one, as someone's build. I know in my experience, my guy Sandeep and my girl Gabby and like all the team over here, even Ron, who's a little bit older, they all seem to be picking more modern finishes. They're going with the whites, blacks, and grays that a lot of people kind of know and love. They're kind of going away from their country little chic of a lot of browns and tans and things that they used to be doing within the last, I'll say, 5 years. They ain't gonna hit you with the Newmark, they ain't gonna hit you with the Highland sort of design, but I've seen over here in Meridiana at least, that their products have been easier to sell in my opinion because they just look prettier than most Perry inventory, in my experience. The one thing that they do damn near in all of them, however, that my wife absolutely cannot stand is this wood look tile is a standard feature for them. It's an upgrade for other builders, but this is gonna be a standard appliance, or not appliance, a standard finish for them. And so you're gonna see this wood look tile in a lot of their homes on inventory. So if you hate it, keep in mind that that's something that you're gonna have to change and replace over time to get to your aesthetic. But I could overlook that for the layout of this home, and I think Riz would overlook that shit too if we were to pull up in something like this. My goodness. Oh, okay. But that's just the first floor. We got a little bit more to see. As a reminder, the stats on this one is 4,200 square feet and currently priced at $794, and it was originally priced in the 900s, y'all. So we are moving on price, and Sandeep and Gabby, Ron, the whole squad, everybody has said for any of these, Aaron, you're our guy. You bring us anything reasonable and we'll take it to management. Management knows you. Shout out to Carter. We'll take it to management, okay? So we got to put them to the test. I'm down to put them to the test on that. See how much more we can get. But in my experience, that additional money that I've been able to get from them pretty consistently in all metros has been about an extra, again, like 30,000. That's about where they'll give you what you want, still give you some closing costs and not kind of start taking things away. 30,000 is about that cutoff in my experience. So could we get this for like 750, 760? We could probably get it at 760, but then they're probably gonna start removing closing costs, and now you gotta weigh pros and cons to see if that's worth it for you, okay? All right, back to the house. We'll get back to that bedroom in a second. This is your, wait, first off, peekaboos for days. I'm still walking on a peekaboo. This is all peekaboo. Peekaboo, peekaboo, peekaboo. So for the peekaboo crew, you just got views and vibes on this whole upstairs. Man, okay. Back to the game room. Really good size. Also giving you a little bit of a hallway on that one. Media room is humongous. Paint this thing black or dark green, dark blue, Merlot, and you got yourself a winner. You just got tons of room for stadium seating in here. Tons of it. Come on back out to this hallway because I skipped over a wing. We have a full bath, which will probably act as this bedroom's bath and the media space. Nice full-size secondary bedroom. You could probably fit a queen more comfortably. You put it up there, but probably a king. You could probably fit a king in there. It'll be tight, but queen would be probably preferred. Turn these people's lights off. Here's your front peekaboo. Also a vibe. fall on through into another bedroom. Loving it, loving it. Good size closet, nothing too crazy, but it's enough for a secondary bedroom. This is the first wing of that Jack and Jill. We ain't cutting through. We going around because we need them what? The minutes. Linen closet there. And then we come on around to the last bedroom. So what's that? 5 beds, office, media room, and a dining room. All the spaces that you would want. Just so you can say you saw this secondary tub. But yeah, guys, go down and talk about stats and numbers again one more time. This is a $41.99. If you're not familiar with how Perry Homes does it, they don't want you to have to remember another name. But this one is a little bit different from the norm of how they do things. So this one is that 2-story bedroom. That was probably one of the first that I had seen them ever do it. I've seen a couple other builders do it, but never Perry. Loving that one. One more time for the vibes. That's insane. What? That's insane. That might be a thumbnail. But yeah, one more time for the vibes, man. And then we'll talk a little bit about the numbers, because my goodness, this is, my goodness. All right, so last time, this is a $41.99. It is a 5-bed, 4.5 bath, 4-car garage home in the 80-foot gated section in Meridiana. Currently listed at $794, was originally listed well over $900,000. Okay, we are over $100,000 off on this house. Okay, we're still with some room to go. But this one next door to this one is a $49.94. So we've gone even bigger. This is actually probably the biggest house that I have ever seen from Perry in Meridiana. And I think that you're gonna love it. Okay, let's go and check that one out. That one is also over $100,000 off, and we probably got some more room on that. Okay, so let's go and check it out. Let me know what you think. Now, this house is going to be a chef's dream. Features a 2 oversized island setup that you very rarely see in Meridiana. This is more going to be along the lines of something that you would see in like a Sienna, where you can go a little bit wider and a little bit bigger home. But this is a personal one to me, and we'll get into all that as we're walking around the house. But as we mentioned before on the Chesmar segment, this is going to be one of your best opportunities, because this ended up being one that the situation didn't work out for whatever reason for that previous buyer, and now the builder is being forced to resell it as an inventory with some things that they maybe would not have picked. However, when I tell you the selections that were put into this house are definitely going to be a step above what you would typically see in inventory, you're really getting a steal with this really big home. So let's go and check it out. All right, so let's get into it, guys. $49.94, so nearly 5,000 square foot home. Oversized garage and just upgrades galore. And how do I know that? Because as I told you before, this one is personal to me, because this was in fact my client's home. It was supposed to be a dream home that they were going to build for their growing family in my neck of the woods of Meridiana. And as many people have gone through things as the year has started, you know, career, inability to sell previous houses, whatever the situation is, that's irrelevant to their situation. I hope that they are doing well. been checking on them. It seems like they're going on to get themselves back together. But unfortunately, this home no longer worked for their situation. And as a result, it is now an inventory home that Perry is getting to showcase as an inventory. And if I'm being completely honest, this is a house that Perry could only dream they did inventory like this, because my clients just put so much energy, effort, and love into building their dream home. And so when things didn't work out, it was definitely unfortunate for my clients. I felt for them because I know that they really wanted this home. They handpicked this home. They got special approvals to get this home put into this neighborhood. It was not one that was already permitted for this neighborhood and this size lot. So it was a lot of things that my clients did to build and customize their dream home, and ultimately it just didn't work for my client family. So I got all the love for them. I hope that, someday we can get something together for them that fits the idea of what their current dream looks like. But for right now, this is an inventory home that my guy Sandeep has said, hey man, can you help me move it? And so I want to show y'all this beautiful home and tell y'all about the opportunity that you get to get what was at one point in time over $1 million home. Actually, it was like $1.1 million home for under $1 million right now in the gated section of the 80-foot section for Perry Homes in Meridiana, man. So that's what we're doing today. Let's get back into this beautiful home. I think you're gonna love it because, like I said, pretty much every room, flooring, AV, speaker setup, security camera setup, everything that you could ever want or think about going into a dream home, my clients touched every piece of it. And unfortunately, they just weren't able to realize and see their vision come to life. So hopefully this is something to let them know that, hey man, I appreciate what they had done for me and my family. I'm wishing their family the best, and they get to at least see it in video that this home turned out beautifully and is actually one of the prettiest Perry homes that I've ever seen. So back to this beautiful home. A theme that you're gonna see, my family was super tech savvy, and they updated all AV, all coaxes, all the Cat 6 and anything that you could do from an AV package. There's gonna be wires for TVs and speakers and things pretty much in all spaces. You're just gonna see tons of upgrades in this home that you would never get as an inventory home. But as I mentioned to you before in the Chesmar segment, this is going to be the best deals that you can get, because Perry is going to have to discount that price to get it to a place where they feel that they can sell it and just basically get rid of the home because they didn't pick it. Okay, so that is where we are right here. Great size. Notice that the flooring is not that wood look tile. They did a nice luxury vinyl plank throughout, I believe, the entire whole first floor. So that is a super upgrade that you would not get with Perry Homes for sure. Come down here, they did the upgraded carpet with the upgraded pads. Again, multiple AV upgrades, multiple speaker upgrades. The vision for this house was basically to be on game days or movie nights, or when the family was chilling, that when there was a time to party and the music was on, the whole house was connected. You'd be able to have that experience no matter what room you were in. That was the goal, right? And they retrofitted the home to be able to do that to a T. Also, little touches like adding sconces in hallways to add to the elegance. The upgrades to the countertops, the upgrades to the cabinets, the tile selection, everything in here is upgraded to some level. And so whoever has the ability to get this home, especially at this price, man. Dining room space. Pull you over here just so you can see what your garage would look like. This is your mudroom area, really nice size. This one was an oversized garage. He also paid for an extension so you can have more storage space. See how the boards are just beautifully out the way. Did the pre-plumb for your whole water system, filtration system. Added extra lighting in here, added extra plugs in here. I think he had a dedicated circuit for a refrigerator or a deep freezer out here. Like literally, when I say nothing was spared, I think he actually did a mop sink add over here. No expense was spared because this, again, was the dream, right? Come into your laundry space. Did the upgraded cabinetry in here, built in with the folding station. Jam switches added to some of the doors. Look, just like all the cable running through this house. That is way more cable than you would ever get as a default, right? But let's get back into this beautiful home, and then you see just a beautiful layout. Making your way for it, making your way for it. Chef's dream, chef's dream. Ooh. Pot fillers, upgraded cabinetry, upgraded cooktop, upgraded tiles, puck lighting, glass inserts. It was just a when I say it, man, this is no exaggeration. This was probably one of the prettiest Perry homes that I had ever seen, that I had ever been a part of the design center process. This was one of them ones, man. But maybe it could be one of those ones for you, all right? Come back out here just to show you some of the things that were done out here. So we had the pre-plumb for the kitchen. Of course, the kitchen was gonna come. This is the dream house. We had enough lot for a nice sized pool and enough for a little play set back there for the family. We did gutters front and back. Multiple plugs out, multiple speakers out on all sides, multiple lights added. Look at this, man. Full functional cabinets. Just the storage in here, the prepping. Imagine your Christmas, your Thanksgiving, your birthday parties, the entertainment that you were gonna do in this if you were to make this house yours. Insane. All right, let's go check out the primary. Again, bringing that floor throughout the entire home. Super upgrade. Again, more AV, more plugs, more AV, more speakers. It's just one of the most teched out spaces, man, that I've ever been a part of. Come in here, multiple shower heads, rainforest shower, upgraded tub with the upgraded fixtures, split vanity. Here's your toilet. Jam switches on most of the closets. Upgraded flooring. Again, here's a look into that beautiful shower that they crafted. And just so you say you see it, show you your other closet with that jam switch. This is a little bit bigger, and that one connects to your laundry that we looked at earlier. But yeah, oversized 3-car garage, AV out the wazoo, entertainment space out the wazoo, multiple dining niches and areas out the, it's just crazy. Upgraded carpet, upgraded flooring throughout. All right, let's check out part 2. Before we do that, for the Peekaboo crew, y'all know I love you. So let's let y'all check that out. Pretty good views. Got a little mud space that was added up here. Upgraded carpet and pads throughout up here. Had a wet bar that was added. Here's your attic space. I think he had some more ideas for the attic space to add a little bit more square footage up here. Added a bathroom over here. And I'm trying to show you this media room that it's gonna have all the sconces, all the speakers, all the projectors, everything that you could ever want in a media room. Insane, man. Movie nights was gonna be crazy in here, man. Then we come down to the kids' wing. And then it's just a beautiful home. Upgraded pads, again, upgraded AV for everybody. Because the idea was to say, hey, if it's a party going on, everybody partying. Got your ensuite bath on this one. Really, really nice. Again, upgraded AV. Really pretty selections. Per usual, they just had great taste. Here's your closet with the jam switch. Storage, because it's a huge house and you need storage for your stuff in Texas. And then last but not least, you had your final secondary bedroom. Jam switch. And nice finishes on the secondary bath. But yeah, man, that is the Perry Mansion that is now available for inventory sale. Like I said, it was personal to me because, you know, this was my client family. Anyone that has closed with me on a home, you know the spiel that I give you anytime we go to tour. First thing I say to you when we go to tour is, at this point, you got me up out my house, you're up out your house, we're meeting together. I look at you as family. I'm not here to coerce you into doing anything. I'm here to give you the numbers and let you make a great decision for you and your family. Same thing for this family. They did, and we're building something masterful for their family, and life circumstances got in the way of it. And so far, it doesn't look like this one is gonna come true for them at this point in time. But it could potentially be a great fit for you. And this is nearly 5,000 square feet in a gated section from a luxury builder with great warranties in a top 25 selling master plan community in the entire nation. This house was previously listed right at 1.1 million and is now currently at 950. Okay. Now, do we have more room on that? Probably, because the longer this sits, you know, the more the builder is going to be willing to get up off it. With the relationships that I have with a Drew, a Ron, a Gabby, a Sandeep, any of these people with Perry, and if I bring them something reasonable with the amount of deals that I've done with Perry this year alone, we got some wiggle room, okay? So I say all that to say, whether you're looking here in Meridiana, we got some of the best deals. Bar for bar, brick for brick, some of the best deals that you can ever get are gonna be in Meridiana. You can't tell me another place where you're building a 5,000 square foot home in a community that is this nice, that has the variety of builder that we have, from townhome up to mansion, from gated sections to non-gated sections. You can't tell me another community where you could build this and be under $1 million. I'll wait, because I can guarantee it ain't gonna be this nice. It ain't gonna be this nice, okay? So having said that, it is one of the best places that you can be, but whether or not Meridiana is the place for you, whether that's in, like I said, Fulshire, whether you're in Conroe, whether you're in Katy, whether you're in Cypress, my goal, and always my goal, is to be that resource to you and to make sure that you're seeing every deal and making sure that we're getting you the best deal regardless of where you're buying. In my neighborhood, I definitely got some muscles of the muscles, even on bills. You can ask some of my clients if you ever run into them on a bill and say, hey, was Aaron able to get you some extra stuff? The answer is gonna be yes, okay? I can do that. But no matter where we are, I feel like I've done a great job of being fair to both my clients, who I'm in agreement with, and to the builder, to where they are willing to work with me and honor some of those requests. So we need that extra money towards closing costs, if we need that extra money towards the design center, if we need that extra money off the house price, if we need that money to a generator, if we need that money towards appliances, those are the things that I want to be able to do on your behalf. The only way that I can actually do that is if you hit me up. The best way, the absolute best way, I'm gonna put a QR code on the screen. Hit me up. Put your camera. Most of y'all, I would say 80% of y'all watch my videos on TVs now. So pull your iPhone out, put your Android up, put your camera over that QR code. It's gonna take you over to my calendar so you can book a call. That's the absolute best way to get in touch with me, hands down. That way I'm focused. You're not catching me while I'm touring. I'm not calling you back while you're at work. We can have a real conversation about you and your family's goals. That's the best way. If you're not gonna do that, and you're gonna do like a lot of people do these days, which I have no problem with, go out, tour, and say, hey, Aaron sent me. They're gonna give you a little guest card and ask you how you came across this neighborhood, how you know about us as a builder. Put my info down, and in that way, if things get serious or you're ready to take that next step, I can step in on your behalf and be that real, true go-to and buffer between you and the builder, to make sure that you're not getting taken advantage of, man, because not all deals are the same. The last 4 contracts that I've written, we've all had extra incentive that wasn't marketed to the public based off of relationships that I have built with these builders in various metros. That's not just here in Meridiana, okay? So I don't want you to miss out on that. You're literally, if you don't call me and you do this by yourself, or you do this with just a random agent that you kind of know, you are literally throwing away thousands of dollars that you could have had in your pocket that could have upgraded or beautified your home for the free ski. You're just throwing that money away. But that is the video for today. I showed you a house that was 40K reduced, 70K reduced, 105K reduced, and this one looks like it is now 130K reduced, okay? But is that enough for you?